Hey, hey, hey. It's bad.
Hey man,
I'm here.
what am I looking for?
Hey! Oh, man, you look about 20 years younger.
I know.
You are
So
one sexy beast,
I know. It's the 5 o'clock shadow.
mate.
I still
Better
like
than
the
that.
beard better because I'm lazy.
Oh, no. No, you look like a, oh,
I look
no,
like a lumberjack.
you look like a Taliban extremist.
Oh, it's not that long yet. I know the haircut
Oh,
though. It's getting long. It's gross.
no, mate, you look good. You look good. Yeah, I'm so glad
Considering
I don't have the beard.
prick of a week, but that's okay. You get that on the big jobs.
Exactly, mate.
So oh,
But we
I'm
keep
going
trucking.
shiny. Hang on this side. I'm going shiny.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But see, I've got the devil's peak though, mate. You know.
Yeah, but you come on. You're a redhead. You're always a devil.
Oh, 100%.
Have you
But
heard the joke
well,
about the only train that redheads are allowed that they can't go on?
no.
It's the Soul Train.
I like that. I like that.
A friend of mine once told me, like how redheads always have the freckles. And he
Yep.
goes, "Oh, that's the soul of every child that they've absorbed because they don't have their own."
I reckon that's true. Yeah.
I can't
Yeah.
take credit for that one. That was at
Yeah.
Flight of the Concords I think it was a Flight of the Concords had a show in New Zealand, and they had a national redhead appreciation day. And this poor girl called up, and they went to absolute town on her, and that was one of the jokes that
Oh
they did.
no. Yeah.
Yeah, like she was gutted. So anyway,
New
it was.
Zealand has a lot of ringers. Yeah.
I thought that was Indonesia with orangutans.
Well, there's that as well.
So all the orangutans are just like the white Aussies that are like really hairy. Went to Indonesia, but no,
Exactly.
that's a
Yeah.
bad joke.
But Bali's full of them, mate. Kuta Beach.
So now that we've done enough really inappropriate jokes, and we've actually got a few people here. So Astrid, Christine, EB, Gina, Jason, Josh, Rach. I think that's Judy, Kay, Noel, Vicky. Did I say Vicky twice? Anyway, Vicky's there. So we're getting a few people. So you want to kick this show off?
Let's kick it in the guts, mate, and get it going.
I'm a little bit surprised Mr. Black isn't in here. I thought he would have appeared. I know how
Oh
busy he
well,
is, but yeah,
he's super important, mate. He'll waltz in when he's ready.
make a few inappropriate pole dancing jokes and go.
Exactly. Yeah.
So just before we start, just a reminder, everyone, hey, make sure you drink up, like have lots of fluid in you, lots of coffee and wine, because
Yeah.
this one's actually pretty heavy.
Wine and coffee,
Wine and coffee, absolute
or
must
coffee,
person.
or coffee wine.
Well, I wine if I don't get my coffee.
Yeah. Oh, me too. I've got mine.
So yeah. So where'd my little note sheet go? So before we start, first of all, just for the recordings, and so people who don't know, if they do miss the show, obviously Global Wealth Club do on their, I think it's the YouTube channel these videos go up on. So just look up Global
Yeah, I
Wealth
think
Club YouTube. Make sure you hit the like, subscribe, and all that sort of stuff. Because these are absolute nuggets of wisdom coming from our red-headed genius over there on the other side of the screen.
where
So a
is
lot
he?
of people don't know this sort of stuff, so they do need to find out about it. So make sure. Actually, you know what? Give me 10 seconds, and what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to pull up YouTube, and I'm going to get the link for people, so they don't have to go hunting. They can just click the link and go.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
can
that's a really good idea.
Global Wealth. I don't want people to see what I've been watching on YouTube. It's kind of embarrassing. So, oh, congrats, over 1,000 subscribers. So I'd like to see that 20 times bigger.
100%. 1,000 subscribers. That's all right. So we haven't scared everyone.
Not yet. And the other one, what we need to do, so that's just been put in the chat. Good old Stalk Book. And by Stalk Book, I mean Facebook.
Yes, gotta love stock book.
There you are. Grab that one. I see a lazy 1.1 thousand followers there as well. So please do make sure. I'm an idiot. I've been sending these links to the panelists. I'm going to send it to everyone. This one, give me 10
Yeah, it's just up as everyone.
Yeah, there we go. Done.
Yeah.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen watching online with us, welcome. For the people who will be watching the replays later on Global Wealth Club's YouTube channel, fantastic. And I don't know if you know this, Steve, or not. Did you know last week's show actually went live to air on Edge Radio Australia, all across Australia, America, Russia, Ukraine, and a whole heap of other places as well?
Fantastic. Well done.
Yeah, we didn't tell you that. I had permission.
So I've got haters in the Ukraine and Russia and that now.
Well, it's because I can see the analytics of it on all the different countries that come up, and some of the places you see is like Uruguay, like what the hell, Kenya, Ghana. So some of them are really strange. And I must admit, when we first started Edge, the first show we did, it was a show that I ran called "You Can't Say That." So it was all the politically incorrect speech and all that sort of stuff. It was hilarious. So obviously we had music in the show. So we got copyright strikes. We're fully licensed, so we're allowed to play the music. 371 countries copyrighted us. How many countries in the world are there?
Only 197.
360 something countries in the world. So we got more copyright strikes than what there are countries in the world. Way
more, because even if you take into all the protectorates, it still only comes to like 250 something.
Yeah, 370 copyright strikes. So Vatican City, what's that bank country in Sweden? Liechtenstein, I think it is. There's all those little weird ones we got copy.
Yeah, but
Buckingham Palace we got copyright striked in.
Oh yeah, okay. So you even got done on some of the So you actually got done on so you can get copyright strikes from corporations and stuff too. So.
Yeah, but it's weird because the way Facebook and YouTube do it, they do it per they claim country, but it's hilarious. So it's just
fucking huge palace is not a country.
Yeah, exactly. So, but it is a kind of funny of a tangent because we're doing the how to protect your wealth and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And obviously I've just lost the event sheet. Here we go. So we do have the event coming up called, get back to the start.
Saturday.
And this Saturday, yes. So seize control of your financial destiny. This Saturday. Is it Saturday?
No. This Saturday is secure your wealth. And seize control of your financial destiny is 2 weeks after.
Oh, well, that's the one they gave me anyway. Can I get you to chuck the link up? Or, Bill, if you're still in the chat, can you chuck the link in for everyone for this weekend's event, just so they can book their tickets and places for that one? That'd be brilliant.
Yep.
So it's really interesting because of, even though we did everything right, we got our licenses and all that sort of stuff, they can still come after you. So it was even more important. So the tangents, if they really wanted to take this and wasn't just an AI thing doing it, they could have caused us a lot of trouble. And so luckily we were set up properly. We knew the regulations. We knew how to get those copyright strikes taken off. And that's one of the reasons why having the education about the system that you're in is so important. So I just thought I'd use a bit of a segue to get people to come to this event on the weekend. Obviously, my understanding, the one this weekend is a free event.
Yeah, it's a free event. Yeah.
Brilliant.
You can upgrade to the VIP package.
And you get all the workbooks and everything.
Yeah.
Brilliant. So
just on that Travis, and this is where corporations and all these people, they actually come after the small people because they don't know. Like there are so many ignorant people out there because they sit on here and go, Facebook, right? Instead of going out and getting half educated.
You do say, how's it go, Stephen?
Facebook.
Yeah, and the problem is they get expert advice from people who have no idea what they're actually doing.
I love it when people comment on shit that I put up there, and they've got they don't have their real name, they don't have any, like they're not reported. They're I'm anonymous and it's free. No, right? Even in polite society, as human beings, we were never anonymous. If you
Yeah.
want to be anonymous, don't go on fucking Facebook, right? Because
Don't have one of these.
Facebook will track. Yeah, or have one of these. These things
Yeah.
are terrible. They
Yeah.
track you everywhere, right? And that's what I don't understand. People hide behind pseudonyms. As far as I'm concerned, if you hide behind a pseudonym online, you're a coward. And I'm going to treat you like a coward. I either won't reply to you or I'll be fucking brutal and rude. Right?
Is that how you never answer my phone calls, Steve?
Oh, that's because you're blocked. You're barred. No,
sorry, I had to do it. I had to do it.
When your phone just before I was on another podcast.
Yeah, I know. Yes, Bill. The event link for Bill's just sent me a message. Yes, Bill, the event link for this weekend. Can you please chuck it in the group chat, please? That'd be wonderful. Yeah. But the one thing I'd love to see is, especially in the social media world, and you know what, it expands out further than that. I think people need to take account for their own actions. They need to stop hiding, and they need to take accountability. If you want to do something in your life and you don't take steps to achieve that, you need to be accountable to yourself for the reason why you didn't achieve it. You can't be sitting there blaming, oh, I've got a bad knee, that's why I didn't go to university. No, that you didn't go to university is because you didn't prepare yourself to do it. So I think people really need to start being accountable for themselves. So I think that's really
100%,
important.
100%. Couldn't agree more. Because most people whinge and bitch that they're not anywhere because they don't get coached, they don't get mentored, they don't get off the couch. They watch shit TV. Oh, I watch fucking Farmer Wants a Wife. Who gives a flying fuck, right? All that TV is put on there to make you a lazy, dumb prick, right? That's what it's about, right? And that's what you got to do. And I had this conversation on the last podcast I was on. I said, we do not have a vote. We do not have a politician problem in this country. We have a voter problem because most voters are fucking dumb. They have no idea. Get educated. We don't have a problem with society. We have a dumb human problem because people don't step up and take responsibility, do what they're supposed to do. They don't look after their fellow man. They don't look after even their own children, for finance. Oh, I'll just put a fucking iPad in front of them. You know, that's not raising children, right? And that's not doing stuff. And that's what we've got to stop is people are going to stop going, oh, the government's going to save me, or, you know, I'm a victim because of X, Y, Z. Start and just do something yourself. Get educated, right? Fail. Fuck, who gives a fuck if you fail? Fail and get up and move on. That's, and especially as a man, right? We've got weak, fucking moronic children out there that call themselves fucking boys when, yeah, they should be cross-gender things because they're not fucking boys. You know, we are really growing a soft generation of males. And that's, this is all, it all boils down to what you just said, personal responsibility. Start acting on what you want to achieve. I know when I don't, right? When I get into self-pity mode or I get into the world's fucking against me mode, I drive myself into a fucking hole. But then I've got to smack myself around the ears, get up. And that's normally when I've got to jump on the phone to a mentor or text my coach or, you know, go and have a weekend with a coach or something to belt me out of it and keep going. So, because you can't do stuff in isolation.
So I won't go into the details of it, but my family's had a bit of a tragedy over the weekend.
Yeah.
So as some of the people who are long-time viewers or they tuned in last week, they noticed I had a glorious beard that both Warren and Stephen thought was disgusting. No, I didn't shave it because I got not abused, but insulted because of it. I literally was in that, I couldn't do anything. I was absolutely paralyzed because of the news we had. So I had to do something to break myself out of it. And so with me, 100%. I shaved my beard. It can be like, especially around frame of mind. I think a lot of people, I think society as a whole celebrates disabilities or something. Oh, woe is me too much. And I think people need to learn that, especially you are accountable for you and your family, number one, and making sure that you and your family unit is protected and safe. And so with me, I was literally paralyzed. When people find out what it is, they'll understand. But I had to do something to get myself out of it. I shaved my beard. It wasn't a razor, it was clippers, because I hate razors. And the other one is I replaced a bit of skirting in the roof. You know, it's something to do with my hands. It's a brain dead job. It was an easy cut, paste, but it was something different to reset my mind so I could actually start moving forward again. And the other one is you've got to keep doing things, especially when it comes to mindset. So I keep getting told, hey, take a week off work. And I'm like, no. Tuesday, because Monday was public holiday, come Tuesday, back at work, because you got to keep moving. Even if you're moving sideways, you got to be moving. Otherwise you're just dead in the water, and you have to take accountability for that.
A sailing coach of mine back when I used to sail, he goes to me, sometimes you've got to go backwards to go forwards. Right? The worst thing that you can do is keep doing the same thing, because you'll never approach the yacht in front of you if you keep doing, because they're looking at you going, ha, keep following me, and you'll stay there forever. And he used to have this thing, and used to always make us do it. Even if we were gaining and doing everything right, it's called the 90-degree rule, right? So if you're sailing and you're going and you're not gaining, or you're slowly gaining, but change it up, turn 90 degrees and go 90 degrees the other way, right? Because it does two things. One, it makes you reset and go, shit, I've got to get my shit together. Oh, fuck, I'm up, blah, 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 blah. But two, it makes the person that you're trailing look over and go, why'd they do that? What do they know that I don't know? Oh, shit, hang on a minute. Maybe I've got to, and it takes them off their game. And that's what you're on doing. And your game can be politics, or it can be whatever it is, but do something that's different, that shakes people up, right? And more importantly, shakes you up, because then now you've got to get on a different foot. And well done, to getting on and changing and doing those things. I know I've got to do it. And man, I hate Easter and Christmas and all that sort of stuff, because the world shuts down, and I'm like, what do I do for 3 days? Right?
Well, I don't sleep, so just give me a call, Steve. Yeah,
well, we can do that, and we can just
unblock
go on a video at 1 o'clock in the morning. But you've just got to keep moving, and it's the lack of action that I think is paralyzing most people today, especially when it comes to protecting themselves. And look, when we talk about wealth protection, wealth is also health and family, right? So protect yourself, protect your family, protect your health, right? And shit, I'm probably one of the worst people in the world on health, because I've neglected my health for a long, long time, thinking that that's what I had to do to try and get ahead. And then I had the accident. Well, not the accident. I had the spider bite that I nearly lost my leg, and at one point, could have lost my life. And that really shook me up. I'm overweight. Don't have a nickname of Panda for nothing. And Angry Panda is
Red
more
Panda.
to the point. Red Panda, Red Angry Panda. But I know that I've got to change. So I am changing. I am actively out there now making the change. It's hard. I don't want to do it. I hate it, right? All these health nuts that go around in their fucking tight lycra and that, fucking, you're all pricks, right? You think the world's easy, right? Be fat and try and do it, you little lazy.
I want to see you in lycra, Steve.
Well, that could be arranged.
One of those, remember in the late 80s how they had all the aerobics videos with the girls and the stunningly beautiful girls with like the G-bangers on the outside of their outfits? I want to see you in one, or Eddie Murphy from The Nutty Professor when he gets the lycra on. I think that would be just hilarious. So, and it's got to be to the theme song Weird Al Yankovic, "I'm Fat," when he's doing the Michael Jackson dance.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we could arrange that. Yeah.
You know what? And in the background, we'll have Warren on a pole.
Exactly, Warren on the pole. Yeah.
And it's funny because we're all finance guys. Finance with a twist. So just going back, trying to bring this train wreck back onto track. So one of the things that people really need to start taking account of, and this is a really, really strange one. You need to protect your family. And it's when I say protection, there's obviously physical protection, like home security, looking after yourself, your health, stuff like that. You got your financial protections. But what's also happening in the government is also going into identity protection as well. So it's especially the big one that's just been rammed through Parliament is the digital IDs. I know you want to have a talk about that one. So why is it so important to protect your digital ID, especially with these new laws coming through?
Yeah, because people are going to mimic you, right? So I'm not that afraid of the digital ID, purely and simply because there is so much data on every one of us now through banks, which share with government, through every government department. So if you've got a Medicare card, I forget what it is, a Medicare card, and I think it's one of those blue cards, to work with children, pretty much your data has been shared with everyone. And those systems have been hacked so many times, it's not funny. And it's only recently that they've actually got to tell you. Up until a few years ago, they didn't actually have to tell you if a government system got hacked, right? And government systems are all stuck in the bloody 80s. They're terrible systems. And that's why, government systems don't work that well, is because they're all siloed. They don't share information well between each other because they can't. The systems are crap. Now, I see the digital ID as just another government department, and this time it's pretty much Prime Minister and cabinet stock type level. They want their own data source because they want to go after people that are against them. That's what it is. They basically want to be the Startsies and the Marxists. Now that flows down to, well, control what you put online. One of the things that I say with all the families that I work with is, do you own your own family domain? Right? Like do you own traviscarter.com or traviscarter.co? Like I own stephenpetith.com.au, and about 20 different variants. I think I even own Stephen Petith is a dickhead.com. But that's all about protecting your personal ID. Right? Fair enough. If your name's John Smith, that's going to be a bit hard because there's 45 billion John Smiths. But that's also a good thing, right? So one of the things that we do is own your own digital footprint. Right? In today's day and age, you don't have to use it, but own it and control it. Own your own digital footprint. Make sure that you're registering your name on social media. Right? You don't have to fill it out with the correct information. You can get around that. And make sure that you claim that space because that helps stop the fraud. Because when that space is vacant, someone will fill it. Go and put something stupid on Wikipedia about yourself. Right? That's one of the ones I haven't done yet, but I will do. So start up a page about yourself, and just put I like fishing and blah, 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 blah. 9 times out of 10, it'll get through the Wikipedia group.
So I think you have a choice. If you ever want a Wikipedia page, just run as a political candidate. They create one for you. So exactly, mine's already there. I haven't checked it for a while. But just double backing a little bit when you're talking about the cybersecurity breaches, governments are useless with your money and all that sort of stuff. There's now we're not sponsored by these guys at all. It's just I think this database is amazing. It's a really, really good one. I use it a lot when people say, "Oh no, the government looks after my money." No, they don't. So it's a list of the data breaches within just Australia. It's from Weber's Insurance Services. And they started it back in 2018 and they update it very regularly. It is pages and pages and pages. So the link's in the chat for everyone, but it's just, I'm on the first couple of things. So IMF, so International Monetary Fund, got breached last month. ACT container deposit scheme got breached last month as well. OAIC notifiable data breach, March as well.
Yep.
American Express was March. Royal Australian College of General Practitioners was March. Nissan, hvd.host got breached. So that's an internet hosting service. Epic Games got done in February. The Department of Communities was done in February. Microsoft got done in February. It's insane. I'm just scrolling through. Australian Human Resource Institute got done in February again. Ask Any Desk got nailed again. Cloudflare got done in February. Eurocar, Central Coast Council got done in February. So it's the Canberra Medical Centre got done in January. So you're looking at some of these things on this list.
McDonald's got done in March.
Yeah. How many people told you about that? Oh, that was the cybersecurity hack where that was worldwide, that one where all the McDonald's wouldn't open because none of their computers, their POS machines, they couldn't take money. They couldn't open their tills, so nothing worked for McDonald's.
Yeah. Nissan, the car company. So if you ever bought a car.
Yep. So they got done again in January as well. So they got both March and January. Labor Party in January. So Labor hit by a major government data breach, millions of files stolen from key departments. Like, this is the Labor Party. These are the people who are in charge of all of Australia got nailed. So,
and these are the people who digital ID and want to administer digital ID. Yeah,
and that's just this year.
Oh yeah.
So
court is another one.
It's
Court
insane.
Services of Australia.
Oh, if you keep going down, there's some of them. The one that always makes me laugh, DP World got nailed in November. Get it? There was a really, really good one. Australian Federal Police, HWL Ebsworth, back in September. So they haven't told us what got stolen, but they've just confirmed data leak in cyber breach. So American Express gets done all the time. I'm amazed that anyone would want anything to do with American Express, considering how bad their cybersecurity is.
Yeah. HWL Ebsworth, they tout themselves on being a top tier law firm, and look, they've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different bloody hacks.
Yeah. So Victoria State Government, this is July 2023. How many people knew about that one? So it's a constant cybersecurity attack. Like, they're constantly getting shits taken from them. MyGov, July.
MyGov in July, yeah.
Yeah, ATO attackers.
Here you go. So MyGov in July 2023, right? Yeah. They filed $557 million in false claims at the ATO. Yeah. But MyGov is the platform that they want to build the digital ID on.
Yeah. So I've actually had a look at the source code for the MyGov app. The MyGov app itself is actually a very, very well written program. Okay, so it's actually a very safe program. What happens is the app takes all the information that in it, and then they send it to the government. So MyGov website, servers, databases, and that's where the shit happens. That's where it absolutely falls down. It's not actually the app that's bad; it's the people managing it. So
no. It's the data silos.
Yeah,
because the data silos are shit, and it's all the interconnections, and that's the problem.
Yeah.
Right, so, the app at the front, that's fine, but that's not storing data. So.
I just think that website. So I have to give credit where credit is due. They're not an insurance company I use. They're not a broker I use. I haven't got anything that they can actually insure anyway. I think they're more commercial side of things. But Weber Insurance Services have done an amazing job with this. So if you're ever curious, like, let's say your phone starts not working, you're thinking, what the hell's going on? Just jump onto this, have a look, because there's a good chance Optus has been nailed again, or Telstra has been nailed again, or something like that. So, yeah. Let's see. I did put it to everyone. So, Gina, I'll grab it again for you. All right, just let me know if you don't get the link, okay? So, it's in the chat again. I might send it to Gina directly.
Just type in Weber Insurance data breaches and it comes up. That's how I found it.
Yeah. So it's now in the chat for everyone to use. I cannot stress how important it is to actually be aware of, especially online, who you are and who's got what of yours. And if you're ever not sure as well, go jump into your bank account and ask them to give you a list of everyone who has direct debit authorities on your bank account. That's also another really interesting one to have a look.
I had a direct debit the other day from a online platform that we closed 12 months ago or 9 months ago, whatever it was. We had an agreement signed between the platform and us, right? A termination agreement. And they just went ahead and direct debited my account last week or this week.
Yep.
And then I just quietly emailed them back saying this was cancelled and here's the deed, the termination agreement. And then all of a sudden the money got put back into my account. Now, if I didn't check my bank account, and I check my bank accounts, at least every second day, because I want to see where the money's going, where it's coming and going from. I wouldn't have picked that up. I probably just would have let that go for 2 or 3 months until you check your account.
Yep.
But you need to be on top of this sort of stuff.
The one I found really amazing, and this was in my personal one, so this is why I know about this one. I had everyone's favorite gym membership. So it was Zest Fitness. So obviously Zest went bankrupt. They went belly up. All their agreements got cancelled, scrapped, all of that disappeared. It was about 4 years later, after I'd cancelled my membership, they started taking money again. But it was under the name of the company that liquidated Zest that actually reinstated all the direct debits.
Ooh.
Yeah. So I caught it like after 2 or 3 things. They did 1 or 2 and then they cancelled the payments themselves. Didn't return the money. They just took a couple of payments and stopped. But when you do up a list of authorized direct debits, they call it something else. All the people that have the authority to touch your bank account.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, this company came up and thinking, who the hell are these guys? So if they ever said, right, we're taking some money out of your account, they've got free reign. Go to town. So it's really important.
That's why I don't do direct debits.
A lot of people
I manually pay. I try and manually pay. And if the service doesn't allow me to do that, I just don't use the service.
Yep. So it's one of those things where...
Sorry, unless a direct debit is going onto a credit card. Because a credit card... So here's something for you people. Everyone should have a credit card, right? And it's for online services. Because if it's an online service, right, say for instance, someone takes money out of your credit card, the credit card company has to repay it, right? If it's a debit, if you do it on your Visa debit card or your on your MasterCard debit card that's linked to your account, that's on you. So never ever sign up to a service through a debit card online. Always sign up with a credit card. I tell people, go and get a $500 credit card, right? And then put all your services through that, because then if there is a problem, it's the credit card company's problem. So under the Consumer Act, it's the credit card's problem. If you use the debit card as a credit card, thinking that you're covered by credit, you're not. It's your problem.
I know ANZ used to do this. I don't know if they still do. You used to be able to, for the people who, like with me, my income isn't acceptable to get credit. So we've got to pay everything cash, even property. So what we have to do is we could go to ANZ and actually get a prepaid credit card. So they'd have a credit card account, and then they'd have a savings account or some other account next to it. And whatever my credit card limit was what was in the bank account. So that's how they worked. And every month they would actually clear the credit card off the money that's saved in the bank account. So for the people that turn around and say, oh, I can't get a credit card, well, there's no excuse. There are products around there that can actually cover you and facilitate that. Now, I actually didn't know that it was the bank's problem, because we've had, like everyone, we've had our bank accounts hacked. We've had, people buying shoes in India and stuff like that. Why is it always shoes? That's the one that confuses me. Every time we've had our bank accounts targeted, they're buying like $900, $1,000 shoes in other countries. And I'm thinking,
that's strange.
Yeah. So that and alcohol is the other one. I always get a couple of tap and goes for the alcohol. Like they're at this bottle shop.
Pizza was a cup. I had a heap of pizza stuff on a card.
Sure, that was a stolen card.
Oh no, it was pizza alcohol. My card got taken in the US, and it was pizza delivery, alcohol, and tobacconists.
But please tell me they delivered it to their address.
I wish they delivered it to mine. The
No,
bastards.
because if they stole your card and then they ordered a pizza and delivered it to their house, it just proves the fact that America's the best at everything. They're the best at being really smart and the best at being really dumb.
It's been really dumb. I don't know if it was delivery or if it was pick up in store, but yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, and the bank covered it. So when
Nice.
I went into the bank, said, "Hey, I've just got back from the US. These transactions happened when I was in the air, so obviously my card was skimmed because they skim a lot in the US. There's a lot of skimming devices around." The bank just went, "Yep, that's fine. That's on as it's a credit card. That's on us," and they refunded everything. Then I just had to fill out a claim, but yeah, everything got refunded. Yeah.
Okay,
In the end, we just closed that card.
Close the card. Here's a thought then, just for the security side of things, considering that how many skimmers there actually are out there, is it worth then just doing all your transactions on a credit card and just clearing out once you get home?
Pretty much. Most of the guys that I know that are really conscious of this area, they only use credit cards. They'll use American Express, Diners, JCB. Most of them don't use Visa or MasterCard. They use all the proper credit services, and especially ones that you get 55 days free, and then it's got to be wiped out.
Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty much what everyone that I know that takes this really, really seriously, even more than me. But I have an American Express card for that reason, so it's got to be cleared every month. I forget how much limit. Even though they say a lot of these cards are limitless, you can set a limit. I think that one's only got like a $3,000 limit on it.
There's the other thing, even though it may have a limitless limit, you've still got to pay it back.
Exactly.
It's not free money. So that's the other thing. It actually kind of ties in pretty well with the conversation, talking about protecting yourself, because I think a lot of people, they need the biggest source of protection, not from external sources, but actually from themselves. And a lot of people, I am so guilty of this. Like, I want to use cash. I want to help small businesses because obviously the banks have massive fees. Using cash is better for small businesses. Don't ever give me cash because it'll disappear in seconds. It'll be an iced coffee there. It'll be a chocolate bar there. It'll be, oh, fuck it, let's give this homeless guy a couple of bucks on the side. And next thing you know, I'm blowing through $300 and I have no idea where it's gone. So I don't use cash because I can't be trusted with cash. I'm my worst enemy when it comes to buying stupid, pointless shit. So if I ever get given cash, I give it straight to Luan because she's Vietnamese, total opposite. She is phenomenal. Like, she'll go to Audi, like we shop at Audi because there's the best shop around here. And let's say it's $35.06 or, $35.05. She'll actually dig through her handbag until she finds the exact change.
Yeah.
She knows where every single cent in cash is, where I'm, whatever. Whatever. I'm terrible.
It was like when I was living in Thailand. My housekeeper would come back with the exact change, and then she would say, "Oh, and we haggled to get the best price."
Yeah,
and for them it's sport.
Yeah, Vietnam's the same. Like, they get angry if you don't haggle, and I thought that was hilarious, especially as street vendors.
So here's a wealth generation tip for you. If you're living in Asia, Vietnam, Thailand, wherever it is, make sure you get a local to do your shopping, because mate, it'll be 20 to 25% cheaper, guaranteed.
I've heard that as well.
There won't be white man tax.
What was it? Big dumb Aussie. Jack up the prices 20%, and then when they haggle, they only take 10% off, and then they're like, "Yeah, we got 10% off." No, you pay 10% more. So exactly. there's a lot to take in on this video so far. So obviously, not just that you need to protect your own personal wealth, you need to protect from external sources like cybersecurity hacks, digital hacks, protect your own identity, especially in the digital world. But also the big one, and I still think understanding yourself is absolutely crucial, because you know where your faults are. And this is especially when you, let's say you do go through a bit of a adversity or something like that, and you are not in the right frame of mind or the mindset to be making decisions. I think knowing who you can, like, especially having fallback plans. So for example, let's say you get a letter saying, oh, the bank's going to take your house for whatever reason, or it's something that you're not prepared for. Knowing who you can go to for help, knowing who you can ask, and having trusted advisors that you can go to, or mentors, I think is really important. And you touched on it earlier today, saying like when you get yourself into a rut, you give your mentors a call, people who motivate you to get you moving again. Like me, I shave my beard off. Happy days, and I throw myself into work. You got to have those, what would you call them? Fallback processes or systems. So if something does happen that you're not ready for.
You've just, so it's like the black swan event. You know, a black swan event can happen anywhere. You know, it's not necessarily in the financial system. A black swan event can be anything. And what you've been going through as a family is a black swan event, right? It's one of those events that just doesn't happen on a regular basis. It knocks it, but and what we all forget is everything is a who question, right? So, and this is the problem at school. What school does it teaches you how or what to do, right? Doesn't tell you who to go to. But the wealthy and those that got their shit together, the first thing they're trying to find out is who's the person I need to reach out to. Who in my Rolodex will take my call? Who's lived that experience? Don't phone me, Travis.
No. It's just funny that you use the Rolodex as an example. That just shows how old you are.
I still have one.
I know. Oh. Sorry, I'm done dog myself in here. I don't have a Rolodex. I have I don't even know what the box is. No, it's just my shit trays, like staples and all that sort of stuff. But it's all my business cards, like the ones that I actually care about. So if I'm in trouble and I need something,
my desk is littered with business cards.
So they're not organized. Don't ask me to find someone in here. It's a case of that one. Oh, hang on. It's like you're turning them backwards and forward, finding the one you want. So, but yeah, you're right. You need to know who you can turn to. And
it's all about knowing who you can turn. And you know, I this year I've probably at least one. Just trying to think. So this year so far, in the first quarter, I've had 2 times every month a call with one of my coaches, or a face-to-face with one of my coaches, and at least once a month with my boardroom, my CEO boardroom group, right? And that's a monthly thing now. I've locked myself into a monthly thing, and I do that because they call my bullshit. And they take me to the next level, right? If you think that you can do it all yourself, or you're gonna find it on Facebook or find it on the internet, mate, you wouldn't have a clue where to start, because people type in and Google will just send you where it wants to send you, right? Someone laughed at me the other day and they said, how do you start a project where you want to understand how something works, right?
YouTube.
I go to the library.
I hate to say it, I YouTube.
I go to, YouTube's good, but what I do is, so if at the moment I'm doing a lot in the methanol gasification of coal and all that sort of space. That I'm doing a lot of deep engineering projects, and I don't have an engineer's degree or anything, but I've worked out that I'm smarter than half the engineers out there in this space.
I have no logic experience.
And no. But I found all these old books from the 70s and 80s that were on this technology. And that's the technology that we're using because it's sound, it's robust, it's been around since the 70s and 80s. It's 40 and 50-year-old. It works. And I just went and read the books. Right. I took one of the books up to bring home, and the girl behind, she said, "Do you know when the last time this was taken out?" And I went, "No." She said 1996.
Yeah. All right, that's why
28 years.
my personal goal is I want a library full of manuscripts, engineering books, schematics, thesis statements. I don't want, like, I shouldn't say anything because the bookshelf, actually it's out there. We're rearranging the house at the moment. The bookshelf out there has got all my non-fiction books in it, but I've always had a dream of having a whole bedroom just full of manuscripts, because I think,
I want one of those. I want one of those old world libraries.
yeah,
you know, that's got the rail,
the ladder that slides across the wall.
Yeah. I want one of them. Once again, same. You know, filled with like Sumerian texts pre-Christ and stuff from, you know, old China and old Russia, where you know, a lot of tech come out of these countries. Like the US keeps saying that, you know, oh, China and Russia are stealing our tech. Hang on a minute. In World War II, China and Russia had no choice but to give up all their tech and knowledge and IP to the US because the US did it at gunpoint.
Right. So Aiden's just said old Sanskrit. Sanskrit.
Yeah.
I just find that stuff sort of like really fascinating. This is going to sound a little bit morbid, but the ones that they were actually doing using skins to print on instead of the actual paper. I find that fascinating. Like, I wouldn't make it today because the amount of people you have to kill to do that, but I just find it fascinating that they can actually do that sort of stuff. So let's try and bring it back to what this weekend's event about. For the people who haven't gone to one of the Global Wealth Club events before, especially the online webinars like the one-day courses, what can they expect to learn during one of these classes?
Yeah, so this week, the one that we're doing this week is with a couple called Daryl and Andrew Grant, and we're actually professionalising some of our online course delivery and promotion services so we can get the information out there more. So it's basically about securing your wealth in 4 steps, right? We're going to talk about protection, growth. My brain's just gone. Protection, growth.
What? I had it just up then.
I had it up a minute ago.
No, I've got it here. I got it here.
Okay.
How to navigate the economic uncertainty, how to protect your wealth, how to seize opportunities, and how to prepare for the unknown.
Yes. Yeah. So it's all about the how. There's a lot of how in there, but we connect it with who do you need and what do you need to do it, right? And it all comes down to protecting. So this month, especially this month with the Global Wealth Club, it is really about making sure you have the tools to protect your wealth. Right, we're in a time of chaos. 2024 is a time of chaos, and it's up and down the spectrum, up and down the ladder of everything. But we need to navigate through that chaos. We need to get ourselves and our heads right to really navigate what is going on, and then get some clarity around protecting not just our wealth, but our health, our family, and our communities in a way as well. So, I'm really, yep.
I was going to say, because we are getting close to the end, it's 6:20 over in Perth at the moment. So one thing I'd like to do, I haven't asked Warren if I'm allowed to do this or not, so I'm just going to do it anyway, because I'm Travis and I always break the rules, and that's probably why I've got 3 kids and in a lot of trouble. So what I'd like everyone to do, so today's been a lot about why it's important to protect yourself, but you really need to be prepared that if something will go wrong, like you can't protect yourself from everything. Something will go wrong at some time and you wouldn't have planned it. You wouldn't have gone, oh, you know what? I'm going to park a motorbike under a car doing 110 kilometers an hour in 2015. I'm going to plan for a virus that will destroy half the world, well, not destroy, but shut down most of the world for 3 years. Like that's the sort of shit you just can't plan for. So what I'd like everyone to do it's not really homework, it's just a really smart thing to do. If there's a health issue, if there's a financial issue, if there's a property issue, or if there's some sort of other issue that you're not sure how to deal with, work out your list. Who's the first, second, and third person that you would turn to for advice? And I want you to write down why you would go to those people. Like, you don't need to share it with anyone else. Who would you go to those people for advice on what to do? Because I think it's really important for people. The first step in the event of a catastrophe is not to make an immediate decision on what you're doing unless it's time crucial. You need to make sure that you're looking at everything from the right perspective. You're not skipping anything, because the lack of information and lack of advice can cause catastrophic events later on. So to share with me family issues, first point of contact would be my mum. Because it's mum, and my mum's one of those people that she's as blunt as a shovel to the face. She doesn't mince word, and it's always blunt, and she never gives me the advice that I want to hear. If I'm trying to make a financial decision on something, it's actually my mum's partner. He's a former accountant for Halliburton Australia. Really, really smart man. Again, a really blunt, he takes no prisoners pretty much. For health side of things, I go to my cousin Danny, who's a registered nurse. So anything health, she's just dealt with the whole entire life. She knows the whole entire, she knows the works. She's the one that actually saved my thumb when I put a drill through it. I didn't know that if you touch a bone with anything metal, they generally just cut it off at the nail, because all the bacteria and everything that goes into the bone, generally they'll operate. And with the thumb, you can't really do much with it. So I waited 3 days. She goes, no, get to the hospital now. What should have been 3 stitches ended up being 28. So yeah, it was rotting from the inside out because of the drill. So things like that, you've got to know who to go to. Now, if there's something that's totally left field and I just don't know how to deal with it, this one might catch Steve by surprise. It's actually Derek Whitaker.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so obviously Derek's
he's really
every Monday
because he's a trader. Yeah.
Yeah, not only that, he's a pastor, so he's used to dealing with a lot of those sort of things. He's a trader. Yeah. His ability to keep track of things, I've just never seen anything like it before in my life. And his level of knowledge is generally, he's one of my first point of contacts. Like, holy shit, this has come up. What do I need to take into account, which I haven't thought of? And so he's just insanely awesome. So I know I'd love to get him into these segments a lot more, because his insight, not just on the trading side of things, but also on the spiritual side of things as well, is really, really fascinating. So he's another one that I put a lot of emphasis on their opinion. And I love being the stupidest person in the room, because it means I've got the most to learn.
Oh, 100%. You know, like at the moment I've got 2 coaches. One's an American and one's an Asian. Both of them are billionaires, multi-billionaires. And they're probably the first people that I call if something goes astray. The next one is one of my chairmen, who is sort of a mentor, and that he's late 70s now, but seen pretty much everything. On the health front, I've been working with, and look, I've only really started taking my health seriously pretty much this year. I've been working with a couple of Indigenous medical practitioners, amazing people, and spiritual healers, and they've helped me get on track, along with a good family doctor that I know, because there's still some things that, you know, you've got to wean yourself off some pharmaceuticals and shit. If it's someone who is just far out there, there's a guy in the UK that is an ex-engineer, ex-military guy. I've known him for quite a while from military, when I was attached, with a UK military unit. And I'll just phone him because, and a lot of the times, or actually a lot of the times it's just message. I'll just send a text message and they'll just go talk to this person or go talk to that person. So I'm always reaching out to people above me. Right. And always there was a strange face in the window.
No, it's my dog. That's Ben. So he disappeared next door to see the neighbor. So obviously the neighbor's just rocked up with Ben here. So yeah. Anything comes back to me, I go to Arthur and he just knows everything.
Yeah. So, and it's the same. Like if there's something mechanical, I've got a mechanic that I know who's a good and trusted mechanic. If it's something with accounting and all that sort of stuff, depending on what country, I have someone in my Rolodex that I can call. If it's something to do with my foundations, I've got a group of foundation legal people around. So it's building that team of people that you can reach out to, or reaching out to someone like Global Wealth Club that has a Rolodex already pre-built.
Yep. So I think a lot of the main purpose of this exercise is to have that backup plan that in the event you don't know who to turn to, what to do, or how to get something sorted, it's really important to know straight away. Like when I had my accident, I was trying to tell Luan, I'm literally laying on the side of the road in bits, and the paramedics were like cutting my clothes off to get me out from underneath the car. And they're like, oh, we need your next of kin. So I've called Luan and she's just shut down. And the instruction was call mum and just say, Travis has had an accident. She'll know what to do. And so mum, you got to remember, Luan had only just had a cesarean. I think Celeste was about 7 weeks old. Absolute black swan event. And so mum literally walked Luan over the phone. So, okay, when the light goes green, you can cross the road. Yep, that's fine. Just it's making that noise. That means it's green. You can go walk. Okay, once you get to the side of the road, turn left. No, your other left, because she was tracking her on the phone, what she was doing. And so she was able to get her from near Armidale into Royal Perth Hospital where I was at. So that's the sort of knowing who to call, who's going to be stable in an emergency situation is absolutely crucial for a lot of people. So for everyone who's still listening in, please make sure you have that list. You know who to contact. And if let's say you go, oh shit, I don't know who to contact if this happens, start asking other people, oh, who do you use for property? Like if you want to find something out about a property, who do you go to? Like, because there's so many things out there. No one can be an expert on everything. They need a team.
My will, it's a bit strange. It's not like a normal will, because the first thing in my will is, as executor, please phone this person. That's what it says.
Okay, that's a bit interesting.
In the will, one of the first lines in there is, as executor of this will, phone this person. Because that person has all the records of all my assets and all my business dealings, and has all the bits and pieces needed to make sure that my whole entity and my whole group, because it's a foundation, doesn't go into probate and get taken over by the government.
So that's really smart things to do.
Yeah. So, the person that is contacted has a file like that gets updated at least twice a year.
Yeah. So again, that's just about having your backup plans in place, knowing how to protect yourself in a digital world, in a personal world, in every single aspects of your life. So if you do need more information about that side of things, I can't stress enough to come to the webinar on the weekend. So I'll put the link in the chat. I'll do it again just in case anyone else needs it. Let's copy that one, send that one over to there. So it's now in there. So secureyourwealth.com.au. Also, if you do need information, or you found out that in your network you are missing a point of contact for something, do reach out to Global Wealth Club at support@globalwealthclub.com.au, and they'll be able to help assist you in either pointing you in the right direction or pointing you to someone who would know how to help that one out. So, and if worst case scenario, just organise like a one-on-one with either yourself, Stephen, or with Warren Black, and they'd be able to help filling in the missing pieces in your financial plan and setting yourself up for assets and all that sort of stuff as well.
Yep.
I think we covered everything. Is there anything else you can think of that we haven't covered?
I think we did real well. Pat on back.
Yeah, hang on, I'm just putting that email address in. Global. Is it .com or .au? I'm pretty sure they both work.
I think they both work. Yeah, I think it is
Send them both anyway. Oh. Anyway, so the email address is in there as well. Yeah, I think that's it. So I'm going to call this one a wrap. It is 6:31, right on the hour again, Steve. So very well done. Great show. Hopefully I sound a little bit better. I actually stole my microphone from work again. So fantastic. I know last week I was really tinny. I was like, I hated it. I was cringing. So yeah. While I've got everyone here as well, if you do have any questions, please do make sure you have the chat in the group as well, because it really does help us to plan each of these webinars around what people want. If we don't hear from you, we've gone, like, we just have to not guess, but we make certain assumptions. And for the people that do show up, we want to make sure we're tailoring it as much to you guys as possible. So again, if you got a question or something that you want covered in some of these webinars and you can't get a hold of us, just send it through to the support email address as well.
Cool.
I can see Steve typing away rapidly.
Yeah.
Oh, did you finally see the comment from Fiona? Oh, by the way, you sent that to hosts and panelists.
Okay. Yes, I need a house.
Yeah. But this is your house, isn't it?
Oh, this is a rental. Where I am is a rental.
Okay.
I never own the house that I live in.
I have heard Warren say that as well.
Yeah.
It's more about not tying himself down to one country.
Yeah, it's an inbuilt thing from my parents.
You're on camera. You're coming in. We're not done.
Oh, okay. No, just...
Yeah, no. Oh, we're wrapping up now. Okay. Sorry, I've been kicked out now. So yeah. So anyway, on that one, I've literally had my marching orders, so I'm going to have to jump off. Yeah, if you got any questions, send it to the support@globalwealthclub.com.au email address, and we will see you either on the weekend or at the next one.
Will do. Thanks, guys.
All right. Cheers, Steve. Talk soon. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you, everyone.